Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Dewi Zulhanianti, and today I would like to present my proposal with the title Linguistic Landscape at Pondok Pesantren Putri Nurul Jadid in Multilingual Context, Patterns and Representation. For the first is introduction, background of study. Marking places with their language is how humans visually mark their presence. Nowadays, there is growing amount of visual information. In fact, almost all dwelling places on Earth are written in languages such as location signs, direction signs, signs that are in schools, in cities, building names, and street names. Landry and Borges first introduced the term LL as the language of public road signs, advertising billboards, street names, place names, commercial shop signs, and public signs on government buildings combined to form the linguistic landscape of a given territory, region, or urban agglomeration. The study of linguistic landscape can provide important insights and a different perspective on linguistic understanding and multilingualism, among others. Multilingualism is a common phenomenon that can be studied from different perspectives, including the use of languages in the text of sociolinguistics. And then previous studies. Many studies on LL. There are Chenos and Gorter in 2006, Backhaus in 2007, Fekete and Gemechu in 2016, and Rong in 2018 have focused on the use of LL in different places. However, little information on Islamic education LL in Indonesia are available. The existing studies on LL Islamic education is discussed were administered by ULA in 2019 and Firdausia in 2019. In ULA study, the data were collected of two Islamic universities in East Java. There are UIN Sunan Ampel and UIN Maulana Malik Ibrahim by using the concept of space by Lefebvre in 1991. The language environment will be examined through the three dimensions. There are political dimension, physical dimension, and experiential dimension. From the Firdausia in 2019 conducted LL research in a pondok pesantren Putri Mambau Solihin Gresik. This thesis mainly focused on the languages displayed, the science categories, and the science construction. Then the gap and respond to the gap. Despite the previous research dealing with Islamic-based education in several places, as far as our knowledge, we have not found LL research in Islamic education that identify the sign patterns and representation in multilingual context. So the current research seeks to identify the sign patterns and the representation in multilingual context, especially in Pondok Pesantren Putri Nurul Jadid. And then the research problem. The first is, what are the sign patterns in the linguistic landscape of Pondok Pesantren Putri Nurul Jadid? The second is, what are the various languages used in those patterns? And the third is, how is the language situation is represented by LL signs in Pondok Pesantren Putri Nurul Jadid? For the significance of the study, theoretically, this research can enrich the research in the field of the linguistic landscape. In addition, this research can be used as an additional reference for students who want to conduct research, especially in the linguistic landscape. For the practically, the researcher expects that the reader can understand more about the linguistic landscape and raise the language's awareness, especially in Pondok Pesantren environment. Hopefully, this research make people know the special identity or symbol in certain Pondok Pesantren. For the scope and limitation, the scope of this study is sociolinguistic regarding the linguistic landscape study. This research focus on the linguistic landscape study in Pondok Pesantren Putri Nurul Jadid, Probolinggo. Moreover, this research also focused on the sign patterns, the use of various languages in these patterns, and the language situation is represented by the LL signs in Pondok Pesantren Putri Nurul Jadid. And for the definition of key terms, the first is linguistic landscape. Linguistic landscape is the language of public road signs, advertising, billboards, street names, place names, commercial subsigns, and public signs or government buildings combined to form the linguistic landscape of a given territory, region, or urban agglomeration. The second is multilingualism. Multilingualism refers to an individual speaker who uses two or more languages, a community of speakers in which two or more languages are used, or speakers of different languages. The third is sign. Sign is a display such as a lettered word or a configuration of noun to being, used to identify or advertise a place of business or a product. The fourth is pondok pesantren. Etymologically, pondok pesantren is such schools with dormitories. In the perception of people like Indonesia, especially Javanese and Madurese, pondok pesantren is better known as boarding schools. And the last is Pondok Pesantren Nurul Jadid. Pondok Pesantren Nurul Jadid is one of the pondok pesantren modern in East Java because it is a cottage that is aggressive towards the time in terms of education and technology. The second is review of literature. Linguistic landscape, based on Landry and Borges, were the first to provide a clear definition of linguistic landscape, which is often built on in LL studies. The language of public road signs, advertising billboards, street names, and etc. on government buildings combines to form the linguistic landscape of a given territory, region, or urban agglomeration. And according to Gorter in 2006 states that LL in an educational context is so important to aim to teach about languages, multilingualism, language awareness, and practical literacy. The second is multilingualism. Gorter and Chenos in 2015 state that the study of the linguistic landscape can, among others, provide important insights and a different perspective on language awareness and multilingualism. From Kin et al. In 2009 state bilingualism or multilingualism also refers to the situation in nations in which two or more languages are spoken and recognized as official or national languages. And then the sign. In linguistic landscape research, a sign is a vital object, and the sign is a piece of written text which portrays the information or the instruction at a certain places. According to Backhaus, the sign is defined as any piece of written text, including anything from the small handwritten stickers attached to a lamppost to hook commercial billboards outside a department store. And the next is Pondok Pesantren. According to Nurholis Majid, pesantren have existed since the reign of Hindu Buddhists. So it can be concluded that the pesantren has a major role in fostering the lives of Indonesian people. In these objective conditions, to make pesantren more ideal, Nurholis offers the need for reconstruction of pesantren goals, the renewal of the pesantren, as well as renewing the management of the pesantren. And then the last is Pondok Pesantren Nurul Jadid. Pondok Pesantren Nurul Jadid was founded by Kiai Haji Zaini Munim and located in Karanganyar Village, Paiton District, Probolinggo Regency, East Java. Pondok Pesantren Nurul Jadid is one of the pondok pesantren modern in East Java because it is a cottage that is aggressive towards the time in terms of education and technology. This is evidenced by the rapid development in terms of infrastructure and education. Besides that, Pesantren Nurul Jadid also provide its students with foreign language education. And the third is research method. The first one is research design. The researcher use the descriptive and the qualitative methods because the data analysis will be present by describing and transcribe interviews the detailed information about LL in Ponpes Putri Nurul Jadid. The second one is data and data source. In this research, there will be two kinds of data. The first data is the photograph of linguistic landscape in Pondok Pesantren Putri Nurul Jadid by mobile phone camera. And the second data is qualitative data. Therefore, the data is presented in words. The researcher look for some information in connection with the Ponpes regulation which have the authority to manage public signage. The researcher conduct interviews with kiai owners of Pondok Pesantren Putri Nurul Jadid. The researcher will ask about the situation of the language applied in LL Pondok Pesantren Putri Nurul Jadid. And the third is research instrument. The instrument that will be used in this research is observation and interview. And from the data collection, the first one will be observation. The second one will be interview. And the data analysis, the first is researcher will analyze LL with observation data. LL observations are divided into several classifications. The first is the number of languages used to categorize sign patterns, whether a sign is monolingual, bilingual, or multilingual. And the second is the use of language in monolingual signs was observed to identify which languages were in LL Pondok Pesantren Putri Nurul Jadid and in bilingual and multilingual signs to find the language combination. And the second one is the researcher will transcribe the data from interviews, the language situation by interview to the kiai owner of Pondok Pesantren Putri Nurul Jadid based on the vitality of the language. And the third one is the researcher formulated the results into narrative paragraph to be presented in the research report. And for the research schedule, in Augustus and September, the researcher will do observation and interview. In October, the researcher will transcribe the results of interview. And in November and December, the researcher will collecting the data. In December and January, the researcher will analyze the data, and in January and February, the researcher do preparation for final report. Thank you. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.